What's up, warriors? Today's video is going to be a little longer than previous videos. That's because I'm sharing how we removed approximately 300 square feet of lawn to accommodate 24 plants and over 19,000 pounds of stone and gravel for our backyard makeover. We did this project over the course of about 6 months from January to June of 2018 in preparation for a backyard wedding that we were hosting that fall. Tip 1, don't move 19,000 pounds of stone in Phoenix, Arizona in June, not if you can help it. Seriously, heat stroke is a real thing, and safety should always be your first priority on any project. But we're DIY warriors, right? We didn't suffer heat stroke or exhaustion because we drank tons of water, we took our time, and at the end of the day, we basically just jumped right into our sparkling clean pool. If you haven't seen how we've done that project yet, actually, I'll link that video up top in the cards. But we bought all our supplies for this DIY backyard makeover at Lowe's, some tools at Harbor Freight, and Matt also rented the tiller from Home Depot. But this video isn't sponsored. We paid for everything with our own money, and we worked really hard on this project, so I wanted you to check it out. The end results were definitely amazing. And if you think so too, don't forget to give this video a like, thumbs up, also subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That's down here somewhere. That way you'll be notified every time we post a brand new video. Now I'm gonna go get inside and get out of this Arizona heat, and you can enjoy the video. Luckily for us, our side yard started out as a basic blank canvas. We had a huge swath of lawn on one side of the yard, which was perfect for partial removal. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I want to get rid of the lawn. First of all, ants. We get them in droves and they bite. It hurts, and I didn't want the wedding guests being attacked by droves of ants. Secondly, the water usage. To keep a lawn green and growing in the desert Southwest, it's a huge environmental factor and something I've struggled with since we moved here. Removing this much lawn and replacing our irrigation lines with more efficient ones made me more comfortable with keeping some lawn. And admittedly, it does keep the yard a bit cooler in summer. We measured the pavers we wanted, approximated the square feet we needed, and marked off the area of lawn to remove. Then Matt got to work digging and tilling while I got to work removing the abundance of brick along the back wall. About 550 of them, in fact, and at 4.7 pounds per piece, you can do that math. He was satisfied with the depth after taking 2 passes with the tiller, so we headed out for plants and tools. While loading up at Lowe's, I noticed the sky getting darker and darker. By the time we get to Harbor Freight, the skies just opened. We didn't only get rain, but we got hail. During our dry season, of course. Hopefully you can see some of the hail on the floor there in the store where we were waiting it out with all of the other people in Harbor Freight that morning. And as we left, we just kind of laughed as we ran to the car, knowing that this was so us for this kind of thing to happen in the middle of our project. But thankfully it was quick moving and gone before we got home to unload. We laid out the plants in the order that we thought looked best and got to digging. All the plants were in the ground by the end of the day. Then it was time to lay down the weed blocker, which went really smoothly with the steel pins. By the way, everything we used to complete this project, materials, supplies, etc., will be listed in the description box down below for those who are interested. After all of that was said and done, our next stop was MDI Rock in Phoenix. We have a beach vibe in and around our house, and we wanted something to work with that look. So we went with 1/4 inch washed Madison gold gravel. We placed our order and waited for arrival. In the meantime, this happened. Yeah, it was June after all, but things weren't going to get any cooler before the wedding, so we had no choice but to press on. Delivery arrived as scheduled, we donned the correct gear, and we started filling wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow full of rock to spread out in the backyard. I lost count, or rather probably stopped counting after about 30 wheelbarrows full, but I did start singing. This is the pile that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Yeah, don't worry, I'm keeping my day job. Anyway, the cool thing about never-ending gravel, we get to cover way more ground than we originally planned. We got a small section by the gas meter, this awkward spot next to our grill pad, the entire side of our covered patio, a small section by the house in back, and about half of our front yard as well. Score! By some miracle, we finally did come to the end of the gravel, and when that was all said and done, we jumped in the pool to cool off, we dried off, and then we fell into bed knowing what we still had left to do. The patio. The heaviest part of our whole project, these stones weigh in at just under 32 pounds per piece, and we had 70 of them to install. Again, you can do that math. Matt prepped the surface and I tamped the sand so it slightly sloped outward for best water runoff. Then after about a half hour of failed attempts to connect them properly, I ran a quick search to find the best method for pattern. Ah, yes, that looks more like it. After that, it only took us about an hour to place all the pavers. Thankfully, Matt set up that umbrella so we didn't fry in the sun. Then we swept the Sakrete polymeric sand into the spaces and wet it down per the instructions. We left it to dry and almost passed out on the spot. But we survived the project, and at that point, it was done. Within a few months, we had flowering plants, and the wedding went off without a hitch. The patio was the perfect spot for a table, which we ended up setting up after the couple said their vows in the shade of the umbrella over on our brand new patio. I couldn't be happier with how our yard turned out. Honestly, I'm in love with our yard now. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment telling us what's the warmest temperature you've ever worked in out in your own yard. Thanks so much for watching. All the products, materials, and supplies we used in this project will all be listed in the description box down below. Subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so you'll know every time we upload a new video. Then head on over to valley-buzz.com for even more DIY home renovation projects. Now go get out there and tackle a DIY project of your own. Later, warriors!